Good morning, traders. This is Cynthia. I'd like to show you how to attach the Breakout Alert EA to a 1-minute simple system chart and then how to trade with it. First of all, I have the 1-minute chart for the USD CAD open, and you just go over to Navigator under Expert Advisors, left mouse click the Breakout Alert, drag it to your chart, let it go, and then the Inputs tab opens, and there's just a few changes to make. Under trailing stop parameters, you want to trail enable. It's set to false. Double click it and set it to true. And then the trail distance, it's going to trail by 5 pips, but we're in an FinFX ECN account, and any ECN account has 5-digit pricing, so you always have to add a 0. So I'm going to put a 0 and change the 5 to 50. It's still going to be trailing by 5 pips, and that's what you want. And the sound notifier parameters, sound enable is true. You want to change that to false so it doesn't bing you in your ear all the time, and then click save. And then I already have done this, so I'm going to overwrite the BO50. That means breakout 50. That's breakout trailing by 5 pips. That's what that means. And then click OK. And now we're going to look for a trade setup. I only trade the Breakout Alert EA using a 1-minute chart. This is a scalping technique for trailing by 5 pips. What it does is that as soon as you move 5 pips into profit, it moves, well, you don't have any stop loss yet unless you manually set it, which I always do. But this is independent of any manual stop loss you set. It will move your stop loss to break even plus just a little tiny bit as soon as it moves 5 pips into profit. From then on, it manages the trade, and as the price moves up, it'll keep moving your stop loss pip by pip until you finally get stopped out. Of course, you can manually close a trade anytime you like the profit if you see the indicators are indicating a trend slowdown or a change. Okay, we're in the USD CAD, and we've had a nice run up here, and we're into the Fibonacci red sell zone. So typically I don't buy when I'm in a red sell zone. I usually want to sell, but I never trade immediately. I go and look at the 5-minute chart and the 15-minute chart. So let's look at the 5-minute chart. We had a rundown. Now we've changed directions and we're trying to go long. However, the I trend has not reached 60, so the volatility is very low, but you can see we've had some movement here where the volatility is contained between the 60 and the 30, so we don't have a lot of volatility, but we have the triangle breakout pattern. It's broken out to the upside. Here's your green bar for your target if we went long, and if we decided to go short, here would be your target. But when we're scalping, we very rarely reach those targets, but they're perfect for manual trading. Let's look at the 15-minute chart. It looks fairly flat, although the I trend is creeping up to the 60 line, which is a great buy indicator for more momentum and volatility. It looks like it wants to break the triangle in the 15-minute chart to the upside. So we're going to keep our eye on this in the 5-minute chart and look for this green to turn up to the 60. Even if it just turns up and the purple price stays down, then that's a signal that the buying pressure is increasing. And we actually take the trade when we are in the 1-minute chart. So right now it looks like the price has pulled back some. You have the red dot for finding the top. In the 1-minute chart, you can go long even in the heat zone, the Fibonacci heat zone, because in the 15-minute chart we're actually at the bottom of a long drop, and in the 5-minute chart we're kind of in between. So in the 1-minute chart it's okay to go long even if you're entering into the red sell zone. So let's see what happens here, because now we have a crossing of the I trend above the 60. The volatility is a little bit strong because it's above the 60, but we have a potential crossing of the trend here. So we're on a pullback after a long trend, and it's definitely possible that we could get into a resumption of the long trend here. And here we're just waiting for the purple candle to turn green. We have the signal entry is bullish and the trend slope is bullish. Now we've got our green candle. Now all we need is for the I trend to turn up to the 60. Let's get ready to put in a buy order, and I think right now is a good time. There's a lot of volatility happening right now in the US CAD. It's mostly the US dollar that's having all the volatility this morning. Okay, we're immediately $1.49. Oops, it's climbing pretty well. Remember that the breakout alert is managing the trade now. As soon as it goes 5 pips into profit, you're going to see the stop loss change and move to break even. However, I never did put in my manual stop loss. It happened so fast, but as soon as you remember to, I use either 10 pips or 15 pips. To trade the retracements, I leave it at 15 pips, which is 150 points in an ECN account. So click copy and modify, and you've got your manual stop loss set in. And I never let it reach my manual stop loss of 15 pips because I like to give it some breathing room to trade the retracements. But if I see it heading down into negative territory, I'll close it out manually before I let it go into a loss. Right now we're letting the trade run, and let's see if it goes higher, and we want to see this stop loss for the break even kick in. The EA will manage that, and it'll change color when it does that. I'm going to pause the video while we wait for that to happen. Okay, we just had the EA kick in and move my stop loss to break even and a little bit better. Now it's managing the trade for me, and it will trail each pip until it's a 5 pip trailing stop. So if the price reverses, at least I've locked in break even plus a couple of pips at this point. So I'm going to pause the video here after I make one little mention that you really only want to use this Breakout EA in an ECN account. You want the low spreads, you want fast instant execution with no requoting. A dealing desk just does not work using this EA. So for Think Forex, a great ECN. If you're a non-US trader, you can get a new ECN account for $500. If you're a US trader, you cannot get a Think Forex account at this time, but you can go to FX Open for $1,000 and get an ECN account. If you have $2,500, I highly recommend the FinFX ECN account. The spreads are better. They're very, very well regulated and very strong banking and economic and environment in Finland. So that's my choice if you have $2,500. So this trade is pulling back a little bit. We might get stopped out. Right now we just have 2 pips profit locked in, but now it's pulling back, and let's see if it resumes going up again. If it does, it's going to run pretty well. I'm going to pause the video and wait to see what happens. Okay, the trade reversed just enough to stop us out, and we did make $4.95. Here was an earlier trade I made this morning on the euro when it was going down. Typically, when the euro US dollar goes down, the USD CAD will go up, and that's what we've been seeing this morning. There were 2 economic news events at 8:30 a.m. Regarding the CAD and the US dollar, And I always look at Forex Factory calendar every day, and actually several times a day, write down the news events, because this Breakout EA is wonderful for trading news events. You can get in and out sometimes in just a couple of minutes and without sitting there and waiting. And you can play the retracements. For instance, on the US CAD here, it's pulled back a little bit. If the trade resumes, if we get a green candle and this I trend stays strong above the 60 and even goes above the 80, and then I'll jump in with another trade here. Let's look at the euro has really dropped down in the 5-minute chart, and it thinks it's found the bottom in the 1-minute chart. I wouldn't necessarily play the upside at this point. I would watch the downside. I would wait for a retracement going up as a pullback, and then a resumption of the trade going down, and I would jump in short again. And I always do that looking at the tick chart. Here you have your support, and if the price breaks down below the support, I would jump in short again. So but the I trend has to stay up above 60 and hopefully go to 80 for me to do that. So now we're going into a little bit of consolidation period, but I would always keep my order chart open, and if it plays below the support, I would jump in short again. So that's how you use the EA, the Breakout EA. It's a great little trading device for scalping. I have it set to 5 pips trailing, but you can set it to 10 pips or 20 pips if you want to play longer trades in the 15 or 30-minute chart. Use the 1 or 5-minute chart for your perfect entries. If you want to play in the longer charts, just change your trailing stop. But I've shown you how to scalp using the EA, and you can see how profitable this would be if you had multiple charts open and you could scalp in multiple charts. Just start with one until you learn how to do it. When you get really good at this, you can have multiple charts open and be scalping, and you can actually play this any time of the day in any chart, any currency pair. These trade opportunities happen all day and all night in any time zone, so it's a great little scalping method. And you can increase your lot sizes as you get more proficient at this. So I hope you enjoy this. I am giving the Breakout EA alert to anybody who opens a live account with one of my ECN brokers that I am an introducing broker for. That includes Think Forex, FX Open, and FinFX. FinFX is the best. If you have $2,500, the spreads are the lowest, and they are very well regulated. Think Forex is great for non-US traders. If you're a US trader, you have to go with FX Open or FinFX. And so I give the EA away to anybody who opens a brokerage account with an ECN broker using my introducing broker link. So, and you need to email me your brokerage, your live account number, and I'll check with them to verify, and then as soon as I verify that you've used my link and they know, I'll send you the EA for free. But you do have to email me. So I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you jump on this and take advantage of it. It's very fun, easy, low stress. Anybody can do it any time of the day or night, and you'll make a lot of pips with this. I've just don't ever have losing trades with this. So, but I do recommend that you use my simple system, and I like the advanced system for it better, although you can use the basic